In this video, we are focusing on this area here. Right here, you have a very important muscle that you may have never heard of. It's called the buccinator. It sounds a bit like a superhero, and it does have a very important job. The buccinator muscle keeps food on your teeth while you're eating so that your food doesn't gather into sort of hamster cheeks here. In fact, in Finnish, we don't talk about jowls. We don't really have a word for jowls. We talk about hamster pouches that kind of show up here with age. And the buccinator has a very important role in preventing or diminishing existing hamster pouches. So what can you do to activate this area and keep it nice and tight? Well, first of all, I'm telling you what not to do. Even many very famous face yoga teachers tell you to puff out your cheeks. Please don't do that. I don't even want to show you, you know what puffing out your cheeks means. Kind of filling your cheeks with air. Yes, it does activate the buccinator muscle, but it also stretches this area. And especially if you're Northern European like me, the skin just doesn't bounce back if you're not very young anymore. So don't stretch this area. Even if you do buccal massage, voice massage or anything, just don't stretch this area ever. What you want to do is you want to activate this area by, I don't want to say pulling in your cheeks because you might get the wrong idea. Let me show you what I mean. You can activate this area simply by sticking your tongue, pushing your tongue firmly against the palate, and imagining that you have some food that you're eating and you're trying to bring it closer to your teeth. It's kind of like a swallow, but be careful that when you swallow, do not push your tongue forward. When you swallow, your tongue should push firmly against the palate, and it shouldn't touch your front teeth at all, ever. You're not a baby sucking on a nipple. No. If your tongue touches your front teeth when you swallow, you will just end up pushing your teeth out, and you will not get the facelift action that each swallow would give you otherwise. So push your tongue firmly against the palate, not touching the front teeth, and make small circles with your tongue, and simultaneously pull in your cheeks ever so lightly so that you create these sort of hollows here. If you don't see them in the mirror, just imagine that they're there and feel the activation here in the buccinator muscle. Now, if you tend to grind your teeth, do this with a relaxed jaw. So you can activate this area while your tongue is working against the palate, even with a relaxed jaw. But of course, it's a bit more difficult. But it's possible to keep the jaw relaxed, and you should do that if you're prone to bruxism. Keep your neck relaxed as well. You're creating these tiny hollows here. You're sucking in the cheeks just a bit, activating the buccinator muscle. When your tongue is working, it's sort of like you would be eating, and the buccinator muscle here thinks that, okay, there's a job for me. I have to come to the rescue and keep the food on the teeth. Okay, so this is the exercise. Very simple, just do it for a few minutes. If you have a tendency to grind your teeth, relax your jaw after doing this. So pull your cheeks, pull your ears up and back and relax your jaw. Even here you can sort of feel a facelift in this area. Good. Now, I know that buccal fat removing is a thing. It's a very bad idea. Any fat that you have on your face, you do want to hold on to, so don't go and remove any fat in this area. You will regret it later, I promise you. Also, if you didn't know this already, please never ever put any fillers anywhere on your face. Hyaluronic acid will ruin your fluid flow, your lymphatic fluid flow, and you will just get fluid retention on your face eventually and get this puffy face. So sorry, but no fillers ever. You can also massage this area, the sort of buccal massage. Just be very careful not to stretch. You can put your thumb in and massage here. And actually this area has, like I said, it has fat, and fluid retains the fat. So if this area feels too puffy to your liking, just by massaging, you can get rid of some of the fluid that is retained with the fat. So you won't get rid of fat. If you could get rid of fat by massaging, that would make massage therapists millionaires. But you can get rid of the fluid there. So just simply thumb on the inside, 4 fingers on the outside. That you can do if you feel that this area is too puffy, but just don't go removing any fat there. So, the Boxinator muscle, ladies and gentlemen, and all of you who don't identify as ladies or gentlemen. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you next week.